we be getting a Toy Story 5? Hello everyone, and welcome to my very first Disney Pixar theory video. So, I just got done watching Toy Story 4, and I loved it. It was great. I went in having absolutely no expectations because Toy Story 3 messed me up a whole lot, and for the past 10 years or so, how long ago did that movie come out? Anyways, for however long ago it came out, I have been pretending that it doesn't exist because the ending broke my heart and I was really upset, but that's a whole other thing to talk about. In this video, I'm going to be talking about something interesting I noticed at the end of Toy Story 4. And just so you know, spoilers ahead for Toy Story 4. If you don't want to hear any spoilers for Toy Story 4, turn around now, get your butt to the movie theaters and go watch it, and then come back here because I think Pixar might have some ideas for Toy Story 5. Okay, spoilers are starting now, right now. At the end of this movie, we jump ahead 1 year to Bonnie starting first grade. And at the beginning of the movie, it starts with Bonnie starting kindergarten. She's going to kinder orientation. That's where she makes Forky, and then Forky comes to life. I thought that Toy Story 4 was going to kind of dive into the idea of what brings a toy to life. We got a lot of Forky trying to figure out what is his purpose in life because he's like, I'm made for the trash. I'm made for soup, salad, possibly chili, and then the trash. And we get that from him in the movie, but we don't really dive into the idea of what brings a toy to life. Why did Forky come to life in the first place? After Bonnie makes Forky, she puts him in her backpack where Woody was hiding. He snuck into her backpack just in case she needed that extra support on her first day of kinder orientation. And before Forky comes to life, Woody's kind of like talking to him and he's like, haha, look at me, I'm crazy, I'm talking to a spork. And then Forky's little eyes start to move and then boom, he comes to life and it totally freaks Woody out. And there's a moment where Woody's introducing Forky to the rest of the toys in Bonnie's room, and they're kind of like, why is he alive? But other than that, they don't really talk about why is Forky alive. Going back to the end of the movie, we flash forward a year, and Bonnie is starting first grade. And it parallels to the scene we get with Woody introducing Forky to the rest of the toys. Now it's Jessie who has been promoted as sheriff. It's Jessie introducing a new friend that Bonnie made on her first day of first grade. And it's a character very similar to Forky, but rather than it being a spork, it is a plastic knife. And it's a female version of Forky, basically. She has eyelashes, she has like long hair made from yarn, it looked like. And Jessie introduces her and like instantly Forky is like in love. He's enthralled by this new character that is very similar to him. And he says that he says to the new character that he will teach her anything, he'll tell her anything she wants to know, and she asks him, well, why am I alive? And Forky looks for a second, he pauses and he says, I don't know. And then that's the end of the movie. It blacks out, it like pans on Forky's face, looking at us, looking at him, and then that's the end of the movie. And then we get like little scenes in between as the credits are rolling. But that's it. When I saw that ending scene, it made me think like, I wonder if Pixar is setting this up for a possible 5th Toy Story movie. Personally, I think this 4th movie perfectly summed up the entire series. I know a lot of fans of the Toy Story films thought that the 3rd film perfectly summed up the trilogy and that we didn't need this 4th movie, but I really, really enjoyed this fourth movie. As I mentioned, I had absolutely no expectations going into it. The third movie, I, for the longest time, pretended that it didn't exist. I didn't like how the third movie ended, and that's okay, you know? Nothing's perfect, not even Disney. You're not gonna like all the movies, and that's okay. I loved the fourth movie. It got 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, I heard. I just went, it just came out. I went Thursday night to go see it, and yeah, it was great. I'm gonna post my full review of the movie sometime this week. I might split it into like a spoiler review and then a review without any spoilers, just so people watching can still kind of get other people's opinions without the movie being spoiled. But honestly, in my opinion, I think everybody should go watch it before they start watching reviews about it. I know that a lot of Disney vloggers that I watch, like Tiffany Mink and the Super Carlin brothers and Brian Hull, they already posted their full reviews of the movie because they got to see an early showing of it earlier this week. But I have not watched any of those videos, but now that I have seen the movie, I can watch them and not spoil it for me. And I can go in having seen the movie without any biases, without anybody else's opinion, and make my own opinions on the movie. So let me know what you think after watching the movie, of course. Do you think that this was it? Toy Story 4 was the end of the series and no more Toy Story movies? Or do you think after watching that last scene with Forky and the new character, do you think that Pixar might be leaving it open for a possible fifth movie, looking into the idea of and explaining how toys come to life in the first place? I don't think there needs to be another Toy Story movie, but if they are gonna make another one, what I think would be really cool would be, of course, explaining how a toy comes to life, but playing the storyline of Andy's dad, because if you aren't familiar with that storyline of what happened to Andy's father, it's really interesting. It talks about how Andy's dad was also named Andy, and he is actually the original owner of Woody. And, you know, he gave Woody away to his son, Andy, but Woody didn't realize that they were two different people. He didn't realize they were father and son. He thought that the Andy that we know, that we grew up with, who we saw grow up, Woody thought that that was the same Andy. He thought that the Andy that we know was Andy, father, Andy Sr. So I think if they were to make a fifth Toy Story movie, that's what they should talk about, because it's a super interesting story concept, and that would be really cool to watch. I would go watch that. Well, honestly, I will go watch just about every movie that Disney makes because they got me wrapped around their finger. You did it again, Disney. You did it again. Anyways, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Go watch Toy Story 4 if you haven't seen it already. I don't think you will be disappointed. It was great. Bye!